In the ancient rainforest kingdom of Ogoloma, preparations were in full bloom for the wedding of Sarah, a gentle young woman known for her kindness, soft voice, and patient heart. People said the sun always shone brighter whenever she smiled. She was marrying Kelechi, a hard-working hunter admired for his courage and wisdom. Their union was a celebration of love, peace, and unity between two respected families. But on the morning of the wedding, while the drummers practiced and the cooks prepared food, a mysterious stranger arrived at the gate of Sarah's family compound. He wore a long, dark robe, and his face remained hidden beneath a hood. Nobody recognized him. He spoke softly, yet his voice carried a strange coldness. "I bring a wedding gift for the bride," he said. Sarah's mother hesitated. In Ogoloma, strangers were welcomed, but they were always watched carefully. Still, the man continued, "This necklace belonged to a great queen. It brings beauty, strength, and honor to every woman who wears it." From a black velvet pouch, he revealed a gold necklace so bright it seemed to hold its own fire. Its shimmering surface reflected the morning sun, and tiny red stones glowed at its center like hidden embers. The beauty was undeniable. The danger was silent. Before anyone could question further, the stranger placed the necklace into Sarah's hands, bowed his head, and disappeared down the footpath leading to the river. No one saw his face. No one knew his name. Some villagers whispered that his feet did not touch the ground, but it was a wedding day. People were too excited to worry about unusual things. They ignored the uneasiness they felt and focused on the celebration. During the ceremony, Sarah wore the golden necklace. Every eye in the village widened at the sight of it. The glow of the stones made her look almost supernatural, like a goddess carved from sunlight and fire. But something strange happened that only Sarah noticed. Every time she touched the necklace, she felt a pulse, like a heartbeat, flutter against her skin. She kept it to herself, thinking it was only imagination. By nightfall, after the dancing, feasting, and blessings, Sarah's family returned home to rest. Her parents, siblings, aunties, and cousins laughed as they removed their wedding clothes and prepared for sleep. But as the moon climbed higher, a wave of coldness swept through the compound. The wind howled, though the sky was clear. Shadows stretched longer than they should. The animals stopped moving. Even the fire beside the cooking hut burned with a strange blue flame. Sarah, lying on her new marriage bed, opened her eyes suddenly. The necklace was glowing bright red, like burning charcoal. She tried to remove it. It would not come off. Then she heard a voice whispered gently inside her mind, soft, dangerous, and hungry. "Take them, one by one. They do not deserve to live. You are chosen." Sarah screamed, but no sound escaped her mouth. Her body rose from the bed, controlled by a force stronger than fear and stronger than love. The first victim was her younger brother, Obinna, who had always adored her. He heard movement and stepped outside to check. He smiled when he saw her. "Sarah, are you not supposed to be resting? Why?" His words froze as her shadow grew unnaturally large behind her. He tried to run, but something invisible seized him. His voice faded into silence. Inside her mind, Sarah begged for mercy. She begged for control. She cried, but her tears dried before they touched her skin. Her body moved like a weapon, obeying a master she could not fight. One after another, her family members rose from their beds, confused, frightened, shaken by strange sounds. They found her standing in the center of the courtyard, the necklace burning like a red moon. They called her name. They reached for her hands. They begged her to stop, but the curse was already awake. And by dawn, the entire household lay silent, each life taken by the same hands that once fed them, loved them, and protected them. Sarah collapsed, shaking. The necklace still locked around her neck. The sun began to rise. Birds began to sing. And the scent of death filled the compound. Far away, unseen, the mysterious stranger stood on a cliff overlooking the village. His hood fluttered in the wind. A chilling smile spread across his hidden face. "The Queen's vengeance has begun," he whispered. Morning sunlight filtered through the tall trees of Ogaloma village, painting golden patches across the ground. Normally, the village woke with laughter, the sounds of pounding yam, and children running across the paths. But on this day, a heavy silence covered everything like a burial cloth. No birds sang over Sarah's family compound. No smoke rose from their cooking hut. No footsteps crossed the courtyard. The air felt too still, too quiet, too heavy. Kelechi, Sarah's new husband, arrived early with joy in his heart. He carried palm wine and baskets of fruit for his in-laws. He wanted to greet them respectfully, thank them for their blessings, and ask for their guidance as he started his new life with their daughter. But when he reached the gate, he stopped. The gate stood open. The compound was still. It felt like entering a place abandoned by the living. "Keduo? Is anyone awake?" he called out gently. No answer. He stepped forward. And that was when he saw them. Bodies, all of them. Sarah's father, her mother, her siblings, her aunties and cousins. Every single person who had shared laughter at the wedding feast the day before now lay lifeless across the courtyard. Kelechi dropped the basket in shock. Fruits rolled across the ground, hitting the toes of the dead. His breath caught in his throat, his vision blurred. His heart pounded like a drum, beaten by a mad spirit. "What happened here?" he whispered. He rushed toward the nearest body, Sarah's father, and knelt beside him. There were no wounds, no blood, no signs of struggle. It was as if life had simply left them quietly, yet the stillness around them felt violent. Then he saw her, Sarah, curled beside the well, her face soaked with dried tears, her fingers trembling uncontrollably. The golden necklace still hung around her neck, glowing faintly like dying embers. Kelechi hurried to her. "My wife! Sarah, what happened? Who did this?" She did not speak. Her eyes were red and empty, as if she had seen something too dark for human understanding. When she finally looked at him, it was with the expression of someone holding a terrible truth inside her chest.
"Kelechi."
"Kelechi," she whispered, her voice shaking. "They are dead, all of them. I. Her voice broke. Kelechi held her hands gently. "Were you attacked? Did someone enter the compound? Talk to me." Sarah shook her head violently, tears returning with uncontrollable force. "I do not know. I do not know." I heard whispers. I felt darkness. And then, I woke up and... She burst into painful sobs. Kelechi pulled her close, but as his arms wrapped around her, he felt something cold pulse against his skin. He looked down. The necklace, it glowed brighter when he touched her. "Where did this necklace come from?" he asked carefully. Sarah froze and whispered,
"I can't find the stranger that gave me the necklace."
The stranger, The man who came yesterday. He gave it to me as a wedding gift. Kelechi's blood turned cold. Stranger, unknown, uninvited, disappeared without a trace. He gently tried to remove the necklace. It burned him. He pulled his hand back in pain. The necklace tightened slightly around Sarah's neck, as if reacting to their attempt to remove it. Then, faintly, barely audible, a whisper slipped through the air. "You cannot break the Queen's bond." Sarah screamed and covered her ears. "Kelechi, someone is talking. They are talking inside my head." Her voice was filled with terror so real that Kelechi felt his soul tremble. He held her face, trying to steady her. "Sarah, look at me. I am here. You are safe. We will find help. I will not leave you." But outside the compound, the first curious villagers had begun to gather. Their footsteps approached slowly as they muttered among themselves. "Why is the compound silent? Where are her parents? Why is there no smoke from their kitchen? The wedding just happened yesterday." Then someone saw a body. A scream tore through the morning air. Within minutes, a crowd filled the gate, eyes wide with fear and disbelief. Mothers held their children close. Elders whispered prayers. Young men grabbed sticks as if preparing for battle. Then they saw Sarah alive. Alive when everyone else was dead. Gossip spread like wildfire. Is she a witch? Did she sacrifice them? Was she jealous? No, look at her necklace. Who gave her that necklace? It does not look ordinary. Maybe she invited a spirit during the wedding. No, maybe she is cursed. Fear turned to suspicion. Suspicion turned to anger. Anger turned to threats. Villagers pointed fingers. Some shouted to tie her up. Others shouted to take her to the chief immediately. Kelechi stood in front of her to protect her. "Stay back. She is my wife. You will not touch her." But fear had already poisoned their hearts. They saw the glowing necklace. They saw the dead bodies. They saw a bride shaking with confusion and terror. To them, the answer seemed obvious, even though it was wrong. "She killed them," one man shouted. "She brought a curse into Ogoloma," another cried. "She must be punished," a woman screamed. A stone flew towards Sarah, then another and another. Kelechi shielded her with his body as the villagers grew louder and more violent. He knew the situation was getting out of control. He lifted Sarah to her feet and whispered, "We must run. If we stay here, they will destroy you before we discover the truth." Sarah, trembling, nodded. The villagers advanced. Kelechi held her hand tightly. Together, they ran toward the forest path. Behind them, the enraged crowd shouted and chased after them. Ahead of them, the dark forest waited. Behind Sarah's eyes, the whispers grew louder. "You cannot run from destiny. You belong to me." Kelechi and Sarah ran deeper into the forest, their breaths breaking into sharp gasps as branches slapped against their skin and roots tried to trip their feet. Behind them, angry voices grew louder, shouting, accusing, threatening. "Kelechi, stop! Leave that cursed woman. She killed her family. Do not protect a witch." The forest swallowed the noise, little by little, until all that remained was the sound of rushing wind and Sarah's horrifying sobs. Her legs trembled as though they were no longer her own. The necklace's glow brightened with every step she took, responding to something unseen, something ancient, something hungry. "Kelechi," she whispered weakly. as they slowed near a tall Iroko tree. "I am scared. I feel something crawling inside my mind." Kelechi held her shoulders, trying to steady both her body and his own heart. "You are not alone. We will find help. We will break this curse. I promise to protect you, and I will keep my promise." But as he spoke, Sarah's eyes widened suddenly. She heard the whispers again, soft, smooth, sweet like poisoned honey. "They want to separate you. They want to destroy you. You are stronger than all of them. Let me show you power." Sarah pressed her palms against her ears. "Stop! Stop talking to me! Leave me alone!" Kelechi tightened his grip on her hands. "Sarah, look at me. Listen to my voice, not theirs. Breathe with me." She tried. She truly tried. But the whispers only grew stronger. Trees around them rustled, though there was no wind. The leaves shimmered with a faint reddish glow. A strange cold swept through the path, as though the forest recognized the cursed necklace and was awakening to its presence. Kelechi pulled Sarah close. "We need guidance. We must go to Mama Nuori, the wise woman of the northern hills. She knows old secrets older than the village, older than the rivers." Sarah nodded weakly, though her eyes flickered with fear. As they continued walking, animal cries echoed from far away, sharp, warning, frightened. The forest creatures felt the curse too. Suddenly, Sarah stopped. Her legs locked, her body stiffened, her head tilted slightly, as though listening to someone calling her name. A shadow slid across her face, even though the sun still shone above them. Then she whispered words that did not belong to her. "She is coming." Kelechi froze. "Who is coming?" But instead of answering, Sarah lifted her hand and pointed toward the dark path behind them. Kelechi turned. A tall figure stood among the trees, silent, still, watching them. The same hooded stranger who gave Sarah the necklace, but this time his presence felt colder, more powerful, more real. "Kelechi," Sarah whispered, her voice shaking. "That is him. That is the man." Kelechi felt a shiver crawl up his spine. He stepped in front of Sarah. "Who are you? What did you do to her?" The stranger's voice floated through the forest like smoke. "I only gave her the destiny she deserved. She is chosen by the Queen of Shadows, and she will complete her purpose." Kelechi clenched his fists. "You cursed her. You destroyed her family." The stranger tilted his head slowly. "I did nothing." The necklace simply revealed the truth hidden in her bloodline. Sarah's heart dropped. "My bloodline?" The stranger took one step forward. "Yes, your great-grandmother once betrayed the Queen of Shadows. She stole the Queen's sacred necklace and used its power to protect herself. But every gift must be repaid. Every debt must be balanced." His voice darkened. "And now you are the repayment." Sarah began to tremble violently. No, this cannot be true." Kelechi stepped closer to the stranger, anger burning in his eyes. "If you are truly powerful, why hide behind shadows and curses? Fight me openly." The stranger chuckled low, menacing. "You are brave, hunter, but bravery will not save her. The queen already lives inside her heart." Suddenly, the necklace flared with bright red fire. Sarah screamed and fell to her knees, gripping her chest. The glow spread across her skin like veins of molten lava. Kelechi rushed to her. "Sarah, stay with me." But the stranger raised one hand. "Do not touch her. The transformation has begun. Kelechi ignored him. He wrapped his arms around Sarah, refusing to let her slip away. The glow burned his skin, but he did not release her. "You will not take her," he yelled. The stranger stepped back, surprised by the strength of Kelechi's love. True love, fierce love, unshakable love. For a moment, the glow around Sarah dimmed, as if her heart recognized the force of Kelechi's protection. But then, the stranger's voice cut through the forest again. "You cannot save her, Hunter. She is the Queen's vessel now." He raised both hands. The forest shook. Birds screamed and flew in all directions. Leaves spun wildly. The ground trembled beneath their feet. Sarah's eyes turned blood red. Her voice broke into a cry, both human and not. "Kelechi, run!" But he refused to move. "I will never run from you." The stranger lowered his hood for the first time, and what they saw was not a human face. It was pale like ash, eyes black like tar, a mouth that stretched unnaturally wide, a demon servant of the Queen. He smiled, revealing rows of sharp teeth. "It is too late. She has already taken root." Sarah collapsed fully, her body shaking uncontrollably. Kelechi shouted her name. The forest swallowed his voice. Then everything went dark. Sarah's clawed hand swung toward Kelechi's chest with deadly force. The Queen of Shadows' laughter shook the forest. Kelechi did not move. He did not flinch. He did not raise a weapon. He simply opened his arms and whispered, "Sarah, I love you." The words struck something deep inside her cursed heart, something the Queen could not control. For a moment, Sarah's body froze. Her claws stopped inches from Kelechi's chest. She trembled violently. Her eyes flickered from red to brown, fighting for identity. Inside her mind, two voices clashed. The Queen, "Finish him. He stands between us. Destroy him." Sarah's true voice, "No, no, I will not kill the man who protected me." The necklace tightened like a snake around her throat, trying to choke her into obedience. Red fire crawled across her skin. The Queen screamed inside her mind, furious that the hunter's love was weakening her hold. Sarah cried out in pain. Kelechi stepped closer, though every muscle in his body shook from fear and exhaustion. "Sarah, listen to me. You are stronger than the curse. You are stronger than the Queen. You are not her weapon. You are my wife." His voice broke with emotion. "And I will not let you die in darkness." The forest stilled. Even the river held its breath. Sarah's knees buckled. She fell to the ground, both hands clutching the necklace. The Queen shrieked, her shadow flickering wildly. "Do not resist. You are mine." Sarah's voice rose in fierce determination. "I am not yours. I am not your heir. I choose my own path." The necklace cracked. A thin line of light split across the golden surface. The Queen screamed in rage. "Stop! You will destroy everything!" But Sarah tightened her grip, her teeth clenched, her body burning from within. "Kelechi," she whispered through tears, "thank you for believing in me." He knelt beside her, holding her hands with all the strength he had left. Together, they pulled. The necklace shattered. A blinding wave of light exploded through the forest, ripping the Queen's shadow apart. Her scream echoed across the river, across the trees, across the sky, then faded into nothingness. Silence returned. The blood moon dimmed. The forest breathed again, and Sarah collapsed into Kelechi's arms, unconscious but alive. Her skin returned to normal. Her eyes were peaceful. The red veins disappeared. The curse was gone. The queen was gone. The necklace lay in pieces on the forest floor, dead, powerless, broken forever. Kelechi held Sarah tightly and whispered, "You are free." When Sarah finally woke, she found Kelechi still holding her hand, watching over her as though guarding the gates of life itself. She began to cry softly. "I am sorry," she whispered, "for everything the curse made me do, for the lives lost, for the pain." Kelechi wiped her tears gently. "It was not your fault. You were a victim too. Your heart is innocent." Together, they buried her family with honor and mourning. The villagers, ashamed of their accusations, knelt before Sarah and begged for forgiveness. She forgave them, for her heart, even after tragedy, remained kind. The forest where the queen appeared became forbidden ground. No one entered it without reason. People said the earth still remembered the battle between love and ancient darkness. As for Kelechi and Sarah, they rebuilt their life slowly, carefully, day by day. Their love, tested by shadows, grew even stronger, and in Ogoloma village, a new lesson was taught to every child. True strength is not in weapons. True strength is in love, sacrifice, and choosing the light even when darkness calls your name. Moral lesson: be careful of gifts from strangers, and remember that true love and courage can break even the darkest curse.